Good morning. So I didn't vlog at all last week because last week was crazy. I wasn't in school on Tuesday because I was at a science professional development training. I wasn't in school on Thursday because I was at a math professional development training. I wasn't in school Friday afternoon because I had a doctor's appointment. I wasn't in school yesterday, Monday, because I was out of town. So I am coming back and I will be completely honest. My room is a wreck. That's what happens when you have sub. And I'm feeling really discombobulated today because for me, it almost feels like the first day of school again, just because I've been gone so much and I have a million things to do. I need to finish my lesson plans because unfortunately I kind of left in a hurry Friday and I didn't take all the materials with me that I needed, and then I was out of town, so I didn't have access to come and get the assorted items. Wow, these tables are way out of place. To finish my lesson plans. So that's what I will be doing this morning, finishing up my lesson plans real quick. I don't even know if I'm going to have time to hand write them in my Erin Condren planner, at least probably not today. Today I'll probably just use the plan book print out, and that's what we'll be doing. I'm sorry, I'm shaking this camera all over the place. I do apologize for that. But I am a woman on a mission trying to get this room in order. It is really hard when I knew I was going to be out of town this weekend. That has been in the plans for like 2.5 months. What wasn't in the plans was the science and the math dates. The math date came up about 3 weeks ago. I was like, oh wow, I have math training the same week that I'm going to be out of town, weekend I'm going to be out of town. Okay, that's not good. And then literally the science training, I found out Friday afternoon that on Tuesday I would have a science training. And I didn't even know where I was going for the science training until like Monday afternoon. And finally, like Monday at like 1:30, they sent the email going, this is where you go. And it's like, you know, a little more advanced notice would be very helpful. But it all got done, and today I will spend much of today reinforcing our routines and rules for how we do things again. But I'm going to hold off right there and get to work because, wow, I have a lot of work to do. One of the big questions I get asked a lot is, how do I build my classroom library? I'm a new teacher, I don't have a lot of money, and yet everyone says you have to have books in the room, you have to have books in the room. And I agree, you do have to have books in the room. For me, Scholastic book orders are my best friend, especially September and October, because it's the new school year, parents are eager and they're excited, and the kids are eager and excited, and the biggest orders you're going to get all school year will probably be the September and the October order forms. So take full advantage of them. And here is my September book order form, and I'm about to send home the October one today. And I've already passed out the items the kids bought. So this is just mine. And now the first box here is a box full of very easy, simple to read, just a few words on a page books. And the reason now, and you're thinking, well, wait a minute, you're teaching 4th grade. Why are you buying books that have, 5 words on a page? Because I have a lot of kids in this room who don't speak English. And I've even got a few English-speaking children who are actually reading at this level. So, just because you teach 4th grade doesn't mean you have a classroom full of 4th grade chapter books, because you're going to have a lot of kids in your room who have nothing to read. I buy the 25 books for $25. For teachers, it's the last page of the Scholastic book order form package. they'll advertise 25 books for $25. And every year, just because the books take a beating, I will usually purchase one 4th grade batch of 25 books and then 2 sets of the 2nd and 3rd grade level batches of books. But this year, because I have so many children who are, new to English or reading at such a low level, I actually forked over big money and bought a K1 box of books, 25 titles for $25. So I still need to get my name in these books, and I need to get numbers written on them. They're DRA2 numbers. So that's why they have not been put out into the general population of books yet. Then this box is a 2-3 level. So I bought, and some of them, they're not all here. Some of them, I was going through this, some of them are ended up in here. But so these are literally like 2nd and 3rd grade level books. So these are 20s and 24s and 28s, which is a level of book that I need a lot of. I really do in here. So again, 25 books for $25. So I spent $50 and got 50 books. And when you go to their website, like I said, you don't have to buy the $25 library that's strictly for your grade level. I bought one K1 library, 1, 2, 3 library, and then also in here, because my first order was such a big order, once I combined my $50 with the money the children spent, I think our overall purchase was like $150. So I also got the 10 new titles for the teacher pack, and then I also got, all of these books as well. So at the end of the day, I probably spent about $65 of my own money. But, hello. I'm looking at a stack of books that if I had tried to buy these myself at Target or Walmart or, God forbid, Barnes & Nobles, this would have cost me well over $200 or more. So I spent like $65 and got all this. And now I will do the exact same thing come October. Come October, I'll get like the teacher pack of books that they send to the teachers if your order qualifies and is a certain amount. I will use my bonus points to score as many books as possible. I also like to buy library sets. For example, here, where's the Owl Diaries ones? Okay, where'd they go? I can't find the Owl Diaries. Here we go. The Owl Diaries. These books are regularly $5 a piece. Well, Scholastic had a set where you got 4 titles for $10. That brings the books down to $2.50 a piece. So, that's a 50% savings. So this was one of the extras I bought on top of the 25 for $25. And I like the Owl Diaries because they are a lower DRA2 level. I think they're level 32s. I think they were 32s. Because I need lots of low-level books this year for my Daily 5 to be really successful. And now, so with October, once again, I will purchase like maybe the K1 library again, 25 for $25. I'll use bonus points to do a lot of shopping on the 2nd and 3rd grade book order forms, but then I'll still pass out the level 4, the 4th grade ones to the kids, because if you pass out the lower grade ones, well, first of all, I don't even have it because I'm registered with Scholastic as being a 4th grade teacher, so they send my students the 4th grade level book order forms. But this is a really fast way. I spent $65 in September. I'll probably spend $65 in October, and I'm going to have a ton of books to add to my library to replace the ones that are finally just been loved so much they're falling apart. So that is a great way to get tons of books for your room fast. And if you do this for a couple years in a row, you would be amazed just how fast you'll build up that library. Morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, and I just got in. I got here a little early today. I was up very late last night grading papers. I had tons of papers to grade. Another question that you guys ask me a lot is, how do I stay on top of my paperwork? And I said last year, try to grade it as soon as possible, and that is true. That is true, but I am just as guilty as every other teacher in the world of letting that pile grow and grow and grow, and then suddenly you're groaning because you realize I have a ton of papers to grade, and there's 3 essays in there, so I have to grade all of that writing, and all teachers know grading essays definitely takes the longest. So yeah, that's what I was doing into the late hours of the night last night, grading essays and everything else, because our first progress report is coming up pretty soon. Plus I had to go in and set up my grade book. We have a program called MyStar, which I think is quite common here in Michigan, and so our grade book is in there, but every school year you have to go in and set it up all over again and get all your settings just the way you want it and get your grading scales in there. So that's what I was doing last night at home, and I didn't bother to vlog that because, quite frankly, I figured it'd be kind of boring to watch. And this morning I do need to make some copies again, and last week I didn't vlog at all because last week was crazy. Last week Tuesday I wasn't here because I was at a science PD. Last week Thursday I wasn't here because I was at a math PD. And then Friday afternoon I wasn't here because I was at a doctor's appointment. Monday this week I wasn't here because I was out of town. So I did vlog a little bit Tuesday, but yesterday I didn't vlog because, wow, when you are out that many days so close together, you just fall behind. I don't care how organized you are, you're going to fall behind. And so I felt like all I did last week was write subplans. I didn't have time to do anything else because every day that I was here, I was just creating subplans. And so then tomorrow I am not here in the afternoon because tomorrow I get my Remade treatment, which is an IV that takes like 3 hours, has to be done at the hospital, and that's part of my treatment for my rheumatoid arthritis. So that was just a lot of days where I wasn't here. And also I apologize about this big monster on the side of my face. I got bit. I don't know what bit me. When I was out of town, the last day we were leaving, I woke up and I had like this giant bite on the side of my cheek. It's just about gone though. It's getting a lot smaller, but it was quite gruesome when it first happened. I have no clue what bit me either. So that's what's going on right now. And like last night, I really felt like I was finally getting caught up. And so this morning, I'm getting caught up again too. Although I want to show a cute little adjectives project here we're going to be doing in our interactive notebooks. I love the interactive notebooks. I really do. They're just so fun to do. So we're going to be working on adjectives, which we've been a little bit working on already for like the last week. I just felt like let me try that again. I just felt like what I was teaching last week was just so choppy that I'm kind of still reviewing it. Also, the science PD I went to was amazing. I am so excited about the science program this year. One of the things I love about the science program is it's not a canned program. It was actually created by teachers to align to the Michigan standards beautifully, and they pulled from all kinds of places. They pulled some things from FOSS kits. They pulled things from old Ames activities. There's things that have just been newly created. There's a lot of digital components to it too, where part of our new science for the first unit is based on this book, The Missing Gator of Gumbo Limbo. And before I even read the book, they've put together this amazing slide presentation that I will share to the whole class on the whiteboard and project that. And this way, before we start reading the book, right away, they know what a gumbo limbo tree is, they know what a swamp is, they know what an alligator is, and how they're different from crocodiles. And then, but a lot of thought went into this new science program, and I am loving it. I am absolutely loving it. And I love the fact that with a lot of the science program now, I present situations, but then I kind of back off, and the students work it out, and the students come to their own conclusions. And once the students come to their own conclusions, that's when I jump back in as a teacher and say, yes, that's right, or, well, let's think about this in a different way. So it's very student-driven as opposed to being teacher-driven, which I'm very excited about that. I really am. So I'm loving the new science program. I think it's going to be awesome, which I'm glad to finally get it too, because it's already October, and as of yet, my first science lesson is going to be next week, Monday. I have not taught science at all because we were actually told by our principals, until we get the materials, don't do it, because he didn't want us doing something that could be counterintuitive to the new program. So, but still, it's like, okay, we got progress reports, and I don't have a science grade because we've done no science. So that it is what it is. But so I'm really excited to start that. So right now I'm in my classroom, and I only have a few of my munchkins with me. Give a quick little wave, guys. Say hi.
Hi.
I am currently sitting in a room, well, standing in a room with 6 kids. Where's the rest of my kids, you're asking? They are currently taking their NWEA language arts test, because today I had lesson plans for today, and it's like, surprise, you're doing NWEA testing today. So my morning got blown off for NWEA testing, and then we did another test just now. And as my munchkins slowly stroll back into the classroom, we will be going to gym at 1:37. So I'm hoping they finish in time for gym. If not, they'll just finish the test and go straight to gym as they finish up the test. But yeah, sometimes you have these great lesson plans that you just can't wait to do, and something comes along as a teacher and you have to chuck your lesson plans right out the window, or at the very least bump them for the next day or two. So that's what's happening right now. So they're just doing a little coloring while they wait for their classmates to catch up to them. All my munchkins finished their test, and they're currently in gym, which they love. They love going to gym. And so I was just sitting here, and I've been working on my lesson plans for next week, and I'm on planbook.com. And as you can see, let me zoom in here. I hope this will focus. For Daily 5, I put in my focus lesson 1, focus lesson 2, and then my standards, and then the rotations we do. Writing, even though writing is part of the Daily 5, I kind of also treat writing like Writer's Workshop as well. So it gets its own block with its own focus lesson, and then work on writing in our standards for targeting. Next week we are working on persuasive writing, and we're doing an activity where you take construction paper, you fold it in half lengthwise like a hot dog, and then you make 3 cuts to make 3 doors. And so you write your main idea on the front, and then under door number 1 you write your first argument, under door number 2 you write your second argument, and under door number 3 you write your third argument for why this is your opinion on something. And I think we're probably going to do zoos. Should there be zoos? And I have a book that we will read talking about all the good that zoos do, as well as the opposing side from people who think zoos are wrong and there shouldn't be that. So we'll read the book together first, and we'll hear other people's argument for or against zoos, and then the children will come to their own conclusions, and we will work together to first write their opinion statement and then write their 3 arguments why. And it's, it sounds so simple to give 3 reasons why you think this, but you'd be amazed how many of the children will write the same argument 3 times, just in different words. I think zoos are good because they help protect animals. Zoos are good because they stop animals from becoming extinct. I like zoos because they take care of animals. And in their world, that's 3 arguments. But when you're an adult, you're like, well, you said the same thing 3 times. So it's really hard to get them to write 3 supportive statements for their opinions. So that's what we're going to be working on next week for persuasive writing. And then it kind of ties in really well because for daily 5, we are working on fiction and nonfiction, and I have my BATS lesson going on. And then next week also for science, it ties in really well because for science, we're starting the Missing Gator of Gumbo Limbo with life cycles, and we're doing this activity for mega and micro bats. And we're going to learn about how the structures, the physical structures of these bats determine whether they are a microbat or a megabat, and why they have the physical features and the physical structures that they do. You know, do these bats have extra large ears to really hone in on sound, or do these bats have, you know, like snouts and things for other purposes, for eating and obtaining food? So yeah, it wasn't planned that way, it just kind of happened. And I've had some of you ask questions about, do I do thematic units? And I will say, when I was a first grade teacher and even a second grade teacher, I did a lot of thematic units. When you get to be in the upper elementary grade levels, it gets harder to do thematic units because you must cover this science content. You must cover this social studies content. You must cover this reading content. And sometimes they just don't overlap, you know, but any opportunity I get to pull my subject matters together, I will do it in a heartbeat because I love to tie it all in, because it just reinforces and helps to get that comprehension and the understanding going so much better. So I do love it when lessons do tie in together very well. And even if lessons don't tie in, I make a really strong effort to make sure that I will refer back to other subject matter every chance I get. You know, I explained to the kids how the things we learned in reading today are now helping us for our writer's workshop, and that how we learned about expository text is making our science book or our social studies book easier to read. We don't have a science book. Our social studies book easier to read because our social studies book is expository text. And then we'll talk about how for writer's workshop we're writing persuasive essays, but if we're writing about zoos and animals, well, that's science. So we blend our subjects together every chance we get. And with that, I'm going to get back to finishing these lesson plans because I really want to have them done before I leave today. I need to do one more science block, and I'm doing social studies Monday and Tuesday, then science Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because I just don't have enough time in the day to do them both. And I need 2 more math blocks. And once I do my 2 math blocks, and I got to do 1 more daily 5 round. So almost done with those. Yay! Lesson plans done. And then once I finish the planbook.com, I will then tonight at home print out a copy, and then I'll sit down with my Erin Condren planner, my washi tapes, and my colorful markers, and make my 2-page spread for next week. All cute and super girly and yeah, crafty. Love crafty. Anyway, back to work. Good morning, guys. It's Friday. Woo! So today I'm only working a half a day. I've put in for a sub for the afternoon because I am going to go to the hospital today to get my Remade treatment. 1 second here. I probably should have done this before I started rolling the camera. But yeah, as you guys know, I have rheumatoid arthritis. So right now I get it every 7 weeks. Every 7 weeks I get an IV called Remade. Takes about 3 hours, and unfortunately the hospitals, they don't do it after school lets out. The latest appointment you can get is 1 p.m. So, and then I'll be at the hospital until 4 p.m. So I have to take a half a day off of work to get my Remade. But without my Remade, I will go into a flare, which would then mean I would miss even more work than just a half a day every 7 weeks. So that's what I'll be doing later today, which means right now I need to put together my sub plans, and I have just a very simple form here for my half a day sub plans. And as you can see, it's pretty much a pre-filled out thing. I just write in 1 lesson there, because today is Friday, it's a PLC day, so even though I'm not here this afternoon, the children will only have a sub for a very short period of time after lunch because their day ends at 2 o'clock today for PLC. And I've made arrangements for another coworker of mine to be the PLC facilitator for today because obviously I'm going to miss it. In the future, I've scheduled my Remicades for other days other than Fridays. I've always had Remicade, like for over 15 years, I've been getting my Remicades like Friday afternoons, and you know, that's just the way I've always done it. So this way it just kind of goes right to the weekend. But now that we have PLC on Friday, in the future, it's really not convenient to have Remicade on Friday afternoons anymore. So I'm having to switch them all to different days. So yeah, that's what's going on right there. And yeah, I have been trying to do a lifestyles video after school every day this week. Every day after week, it has been practically actually no, not practically impossible. It has been completely impossible for me to get a video up because we have progress reports going out next week. So every day I've been grading papers, organizing my grade book online. I've been working on lesson plans because my son Casey has 2 baseball games this weekend because their game last weekend got completely rained out. So instead of just having a baseball game on Saturday, he also has one on Sunday. So I didn't want to have to do paper grading, lesson planning, and just have all of this stuff flow into my weekend. I actually want to relax this weekend because I've been working my butt off this week and I am ready to decompress and chill out. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I wanted to do a lifestyles video, like my like September favorites. Well, it's already October 7th and I've yet to get my September favorites up. And then I also wanted to do a what's in my bag video because I haven't done one of those in probably like a year and a half. And so as you guys may or may not know, I got a new Coach purse over there and I've like tweaked the things that were in my bag. So I wanted to do one of those just for fun. There's just no time. It's just been crazy. And this is one of the reasons why I don't do a video schedule because I know my life gets crazy really fast and I never wanted to say I will put up a video on Tuesday and I will put up a video on Saturday because I knew those deadlines would come and go when I wouldn't have a video ready to go. So hopefully this weekend I will have a window of opportunity to get a couple of videos made and edit them and get those up and running. So with that though, I'm going to let you guys go so I can write my sub plans for this afternoon, and I might even take you guys to the hospital with me. I've never vlogged at the hospital because there's other people there, so it might be weird, but maybe I'll give it a try and see if I can do it. No fair. I got 2 pokes today instead of 1. They missed the first time. So I'm all hooked up to the IV. Now I'm just waiting for medicine to arrive. And I just finished having an anxiety attack because when she went to do the first poke, I am fine with the pokes. I've been getting stuck with needles for 20 years. Honestly, I have no fear of needles. But there's something about the digging. When they miss the vein, I would rather you just pull out and do it all over as opposed to sitting there and digging with a needle trying to catch the vein. It literally just, I can't even stop it. It just triggers a massive anxiety attack, you know, dizziness, whole body goes numb, breathing goes funny. So yeah, and when that happens, you get a free orange juice. I gave you an orange juice for the sugar. So, but yeah, I'm here and I'm going to get set up and I'll show you what I do when I'm here. And that's the medicine. So I'm all hooked up to my IV. Right here on my arm, which actually works out well because I can hold the camera, and I'm all set up here. I've got my teacher planner. I just finished copying my planbook.com lesson plans into my Erin Condren teacher planner. I just finished decorating my planner with the October Planner Society, no, not October, September Planner Society kit, which was purple. Oh, it's so pretty. This is the washi tape that came in the September kit. Here's some of the ephemera and cute stickers. You guys know I love my Planner Society kits. In fact, I might do an actual unboxing with the October one. So, and I brought my electronics. I'm currently watching the latest video by Bridget, and I have a little baggie full of goodies here, pens and paper clips. So everything's good. I'll be here for a couple of hours, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video right here because I think I'm probably going to vlog this weekend, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this one down. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you'll give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more from me in the future. And with that, have a great weekend, everyone. I'll talk to you later.